We had bets riding on this and it didn't take long.
No, it didn't take long at all.
You might be wondering who this handsome chap is.
Yeah, that's very kind.
Yep. He wrote this. This is
did.
Rob, our executive producer. We're about to make his childhood dream come true. He is absolutely nuts, bananas.
Have not slept all night.
Who. And he's going to get to talk to his favourite Doctor Who, Peter Davison.
I'm completely indulging here. I have to be honest.
You totally are, but when you're the boss, you can.
It has been mentioned on social media that I'm indulging, and I am.
But whatevs. What do you think makes Doctor Who fans so nutso?
You know what?
No offence.
Well, I am nutso. I had a TARDIS built for crying out loud. No, I'll tell you what it is. It is a show that captures your imagination. People become fanatical about shows, but there is something about Doctor Who and to some extent Star Trek and other shows like that. Look in the audience. People come in outfits and get dressed up and do cosplay. But someone like me growing up, it was an escape, you know, growing up at home, it was an escape to another world. The idea of the TARDIS itself, just the idea of travelling through time and space, bigger on the inside, it's an amazing adventure.
Alrighty. Now, the moment has arrived. No, not at all. You might convince me to watch it. The big moment has arrived. It is time to call the Doctor. Peter Davison played the 5th incarnation of the Time Lord from 1981 to 1984, and he has travelled across time and space to join us from London. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning. How are you?
We're wonderful. Now, we're doing this a little bit differently this morning. I actually have my boss, Rob, sitting next to me. He is probably your biggest fan.
You are my doctor, Peter.
Right. Thank you.
You've made him nervous and very awkward now.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Hey, Peter, you played many characters during your very successful career, but was Doctor Who the defining moment?
I'm not sure if it was the defining moment. It certainly is the part that stayed with me the longest. You know, I'm still the 5th Doctor, and here we are 50 years on from the day it started. In a way, you know, I first became known as Tristan in All Creatures Great and Small, and in some ways I still think people think of me as Tristan playing the Doctor.
Do you have any regrets, Peter, about leaving the show after just 3 years?
No, not really. I think you make your decision. I thought long and hard about it. I'd been given a piece of advice by Patrick Troughton, who said essentially do it for 3 years, then get out. I'd done All Creatures for 3 years, so I thought it was time to move on. I have to say, though, that's a very different decision than the experience that you have that final day in the studio when you see some other imposter in your costume sit up and suddenly they are the Doctor and you are sent packing. That is a really tough day. It's a really tough emotional day because although you wouldn't change your mind about doing it, I think some deep subconscious part of you thinks they can't possibly get anyone to replace me, surely.
Well, some might say it wasn't that successful when they did. You were there at the 20th anniversary. You were the current Doctor at the time. I remember waiting with anticipation for the VHS to be sent over from England when that happened. Does it blow your mind that it's now 30 years since that 20th anniversary and now we're ready for the big 50th anniversary?
Yes, I mean, firstly, I can't believe I'm that old, but obviously 50 is much more impressive than 20, and it's the hoo-ha around Doctor Who since it came back. Obviously, when I was in Doctor Who, it was a very, very successful programme. It was sold to 39 countries, I think, but it wasn't what you would call a prestigious BBC show. It wasn't their #1 show, and I think Doctor Who pretty much is. And so the celebrations are pretty spectacular. It's pretty much a nationwide celebration here.
Well, as it should be, as it should be. It's not only a celebration over there, it's a celebration around the world. I'll be up early in the morning watching it live as it comes in. They're beaming it all around the world.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this. Tom Baker has already come out and said he is part of the 50th anniversary. Peter Davison, are you part of the anniversary?
Well, that depends on how you define part of the anniversary. I'm not part of the 50th anniversary, but there is a very important, many very important things that are going on around it. I don't quite know why Tom let that out of the bag. It was a bit of a silly thing to do, really.
Right, yeah, it probably was. But so are you categorically ruling out that you make any little appearance in the show?
Well, I'm not ruling out that my doctor appears in some form, but me in my present state, no, I'm not.
Good answer.
Peter, what is your fondest memory of the show?
You know, I still see the people who played my companions, and we're great friends. And it's I think even the other doctors, we've all sort of bonded together in the course of years of conventions and sort of appearances. So it is like a kind of family. It sounds a bit silly to say that, but it is sort of, yeah.
Finally, before we let you go, because I keep going on, what was the funniest or weirdest moment you ever experienced during the shooting of the show?
I did play a prank once when, just for a joke, I dressed up as Tegan, one of my companions, and went on the set, and it took them about 5 minutes before they realised it wasn't her.
Oh, no.
I think there's some great moments.
Peter, it has been a fanboy's dream talking to you today. Thank you so much for joining us.
He has not slept all night. He's been busting out of himself to sit here and talk to you. You have made my boss's life. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed. Nice to talk to you.
And that is why he was the best doctor.
He's a little bit sexy, isn't he?
That wasn't really where I was coming from. But
I love that the biggest laughs, the nerdiest laughs came from that side of the audience where we've got all the Doctor Who dress-ups going on. I love it. The DVD of the 50th anniversary special will be released by Roadshow Entertainment on December 4. In the meantime, Roadshow is giving everyone in the audience a copy of the latest season of Doctor Who.
Now, Sarah, this contains all the episodes from Series 7 and a load of special features. Very good for us nerdy Doctor Who fans.
Are you excited? Yeah. Oh, good, good.
And you can get your copy right now wherever good DVDs are sold, and even the bad ones.
Yeah.